All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Live Younger, beautiful heart-centered community Monday morning call, the Monday morning miracle call. Today's January 9th, 2023. Gotta get that new me in 23. So happy to see all of your beautiful faces today. This is our opportunity to come together, as most of you know, and share our stories, our testimonials, and ask our questions, and just boost each other up, just lift each other up in this wonderful community. And everyone is welcome. Every story is welcome. Every question is welcome. Even if you have asked it before, you're a little confused about something, or you've shared a story before, sometimes it's good to repeat these stories because they're just too good. And sometimes we forget. And so I want to give a special warm welcome to those who are new today, maybe have never been on one of these calls. My name is Michelle Niels, and I am in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I am a co-host of these calls with Karen O'Neill. And then occasionally we have a helper like Darlene last week. So this is a beautiful community. We all support one another, and I just love being here. So we're going to kick off with just a little reminder that the LifeWave patches do not treat, prevent, cure any disease or disease condition. So with that in mind, when we share, let's stick with our symptoms and how we felt before, what patch we used, and how we feel now. And so who would like to kick off this morning? And just remember, the 30 minutes goes by very fast. So be bold, be brave, step up, raise your hand. And I don't want you to be missed, as we get to the bottom of the hour. So we have 45 wonderful human beings on this morning in our amazing community, with Robin and Gregory as our wonderful leaders that we love so much. So we are starting with Ruth Ann, and then Connie, and then iPhone, who I will find out who you are in a few minutes. So Ruth Ann, go ahead and unmute. Welcome.
And Michelle, let me add just one thing: to be bold, be brave, be brief.
I love it. Robin, be bold, be brave, be brief. Thank you. Yes, let's not go on and on, because then there's some people that won't be able to share. So let's keep it to a few minutes with your share if possible. All right, Ruth Ann, you're on.
Okay, one of the ladies in my group had sent a whole sleeve of X39 to a relative, and she used the whole sleeve. And she called her back, said, I don't think they did anything for me. And then further in the conversation, she said, I went to my eye doctor for my bi-monthly shot that she gets in her eye. And the doctor said, you don't need a shot. And she had not put those two things together. So it's sort of the power of X39 and the need for us to stay in touch with people and let them know that it might not be exactly what you expected. She said, well, you probably didn't feel your fingernails grow this month either, but stuff's happening. It was a good story, but it needed follow-up because she did not put those two things together.
I love that, Ruth Ann. Thank you. That's beautiful. No need for shot in the eye. I think some of you know what that little diagnosis is that we won't name here, but that's amazing. Did that woman just did you put those two together, and did she say, oh, I want to continue?
Yes, she was able to do that. Yeah. And suggest that she might be looking for other things as well.
Wonderful. And that was just X39, correct, Ruth Ann?
Just X39.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for your share. All right, Connie.
Good morning. Okay, I'm going to share something from last night. I got off my team call. I started thinking, my back is really hurting me. What did I do? So of course I stuck a neon on it. That wasn't doing a thing. I'm like, what did I do? Suddenly I realized it was not the muscles in my back. It was my kidneys. And in hindsight, I realized I was moving towards potentially some kind of issue in that region. The symptoms, pressure, frequent urination, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like trying to think of what I was going to do, what I was going to put on it. And a story that David told me the first time I met him stuck out. And he had told me about the fact that he had had a major wound in his leg that was looking like it was going to be very infected. And he was in a foreign country. And he decided that he was going to put 4 glutathione around this wound. And he said, I knew I was going to wake up with probably a massive headache in the morning, but it was going to be worth it not to go to an ER in a foreign country. And so I was sitting there last night going, am I going to have to go to urgent care? I was in such excruciating pain. And I went ahead and not that I didn't do a few other things to help with that immediate pain that made me want to either vomit or pass out, but I put a glutathione on each kidney where the pain was and a heating pad on. I fell asleep, and several hours later, I had no pain. I woke up this morning. The whole thing has completely resolved itself overnight.
Wow. That's a double wow. Wow, Connie. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, especially if you're feeling something in the back. It has gotten that little urgency and frequency has gotten to a little bit higher level of severity. So that's really, really good to know. Thanks, Connie. All right, we have iPhone. Would you please unmute and tell us your name?
Good morning, it's Michelle, and I don't know why I can't get my name on my phone.
Hi, Michelle.
Anyway, I have a story about a preferred customer. He has been having a lot of issues and hadn't been able to be in the gym for about 3 months because he was kind of in crisis with his health. So he started back to the gym. We talked and he ordered his patches. And when he got them, he had a really, really extra hard workout that morning. And he said he was so sore. And he had used his X39. And when he went to bed that night, he slept really well for the first time in a long time. And when he woke up in the morning, he expected to be super sore from the workout. He wasn't sore at all. So as a result of that, he signed up a friend of his who I guess he's a bigger size man, and he's been in lots and lots of very serious pain. He has a military background. I don't know all the details of why his body was in so much pain, but he has been for a long time. And my brother was very touched by all the issues that this man had. So he got his patches, and the day he got his order, he told my brother that he had an extra pain. He had that kind of pain in your foot where you have to wear special insoles and it all cramps up and pulls up really tight. I won't name it, but he said that pain that day was off the charts, and he'd been having it for a long time. So he put Ice Wave on his foot that morning, all day long. Nothing happened. No reduction in pain or anything like that. However, day 2, day 3, and day 4, he was totally pain-free and couldn't even believe it. And that's how long he's had the patches. So I'll give an update at some time later, I'm sure. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. Hey, we love these stories. Lots of foot things. That we all get those little issues now and then. Thank you for the share. All right, Rita, you are next. And then
Hey, good
Sunshine.
morning. So for some reason, my video is going bonkers, so we'll just skip that. Piggybacking on workouts without pain, my younger son, who only uses X49, says, yeah, I don't have any problem after I do CrossFit. So that's really good. And my favorite massage therapist, who is actually my only massage therapist, is 8.5 months pregnant. Just before Christmas, she was preparing a meal and she managed to slice her knuckle on one of her fingers very badly. And I saw her the day after Christmas and she had a big wrap around the bandage. And so I gave her some X39. I gave her some Eon and patched her with Eon. And over the weekend, I got an email from her. They said, that healed so fast. And I said, yeah, I know. But anyway, we'll have further conversations about her becoming a partner. So thanks.
Thank you, Rita. Yay. We all bang ourselves up sometimes, don't we? Sunshower, then Carol Lynn, then Ellie.
Good morning, everybody. Love this call so much. Learned so much. Two things. I have 2 questions. I have a friend who just overnight, a couple nights ago, ended up with the wrist like so. Has to push the wrist up, and the fingers won't go up and sort of grip. And so I'm putting X39 on both sides of the wrist and behind his neck. Does anybody else have another suggestion? And then I have another question.
So Sunshower, he woke up and his hand was like this, like he wasn't able to move it?
Well, he could not really. He had to push it up. So it's a something here, right? And
Okay.
you can move the fingers this way, but not up.
Well, I do, and this kind of replaced the need for my hand being up because I wanted to share. One of our leaders, Lavelle Scotton, is working with the Black church community down in Southern California and having great success. And they're patching people in small and large group meetings. And he said, after talking with Dr. Quila, they tried something and it worked almost every time because, you know, when somebody has pain and you put an X39, it doesn't always work. 7 out of 10, I don't know, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10. But what about those other 3 or 4 that it didn't work with? So Dr. Quila says, put a energy patch on each side of it. And he says, it's friggin' magic. He says, it just activates the X39, pain goes away and people go, wow, it works. So you might try that with your friend Sunshower is, you know, putting energy patch adjacent to the X39. And I encourage everyone to give it a try. If you run into somebody that's in pain, you put an X39 on and it doesn't work, you know, try it on yourself, try it on friends and family, but he just swears, he says, this is magic, you know, and it's ironic because X39, well, we can't say it's our newest patch because the 49 came out, but it's the first and the last, you know, it's the first patch was the energy patch. The last patch was the stem cell patch, and together they seem to work phenomenally well. So that's my sharing for this morning.
Gregory, is that regardless of where the pain is in the body?
I think so. Yeah. You put
X39 on the back of the neck. Okay.
No. Well, I got to get clarification. If he's putting the X39 on the point of pain, like for Sunshower, I would recommend you probably put the X39 on his wrist. I'd put the energy patches on his wrist also. So you be more targeted if you're dealing with a critical symptom in a specific body part.
Okay, and
That's a
just
good question. I'll find out more about that, Michelle.
okay.
Thank
And
you.
just so you know, Gregory, there's no pain here involved.
Oh,
It's just,
okay.
you know,
Okay.
this situation.
I'd recommend
Sunshower,
chiropractor.
Yes.
Sunshower,
Yeah.
Dr. Barbara here.
Hi.
That's his extensors that aren't working. And so it might be the wrist, but it also might be a problem with his elbow. And I would encourage him to get his wrist and his elbow adjusted because it sounds, if there's no pain, then it sounds like there's an impingement of his extensor muscle or tendons or nerves. So check out the elbow as well.
He's actually at the chiropractor / acupuncturist right now. And I looked it up online and it could be a radial nerve, even as high as this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, you guys. Thank you. I just have one more question. Were you done, Barbara?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. And then I personally, I'm noticing, see, I don't know the right, I don't want to say the disease, it's not a disease, behind the knee veins. So what do we put there to help the veins?
Veins that are very visible and like kind of bulging out a little bit. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, mine have never bulged, but they seem to be getting bigger and darker. So I would like to address that.
I would say, and I would welcome Dr. Tom or Dr. Barber since we have 2 doctors on, but I would say, you know, the X39 and 49, because I know 49 is targeted a little more to cardiovascular health. So
Yeah.
Dr. Barber.
I agree, Michelle. You want also because they will help strengthen or, build more collagen, and you want stronger blood vessel walls and muscles. So you could also use glutathione around that area as well. But I agree, 39 and 49.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks,
Can
Sunshine.
Can I say something? My girlfriend didn't want to use anything but glutathione. She researched it. She only used glutathione for a month, and her veins disappeared and they were bulging out. They looked like little snakes. So the only thing she used was glutathione
And where did she place it?
on the back of her neck.
On the back of her neck.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Carol Lynn, and then Ellie, and then Linda.
Good morning, everyone. This is such a great call. I have a dear friend who's now a PC, and she fractured 2 ribs in a horrible fall on the 26th of December. I found out about it a few days later. She got the patches Thursday night, and we're on the phone, and she's been in such excruciating pain. She could barely even talk. She could hardly move. It was ribs 10 and 11, and she put the patch of, it was Ice Wave to start. And she and her partner were like speechless because we're on the phone, 3 of us together, and her pain went away. And fast forward, she ended up the next day, and she was doing things in the reverse. She was wearing Ice Wave at night because we wanted to get her out of pain, and she was putting X39 during the day. And this woman is so excited that she's out of pain. She texted me this morning. She's not even wearing the patches. She started patching Thursday night, and today is Monday. She told me she didn't wear the patches last night. And she had been putting Ice Wave on her feet and X39 right on her ribs. And again, she has another person living in the house. It's an 85-year-old partner's dad with cranky knees who sits in his chair, 85 years old, sits in his chair, right? And he started the patches with Ice Wave on his feet, and it made him feel better. Saturday, he decided to put X39 on both of his knees, and he walked 1/4 mile, did not take the elevator. He walked up and down the stairs, and he says he feels like he's 38. So I'm just so jazzed. And her partner wants to be a brand ambassador, he's calling himself. So I'm just so excited, so excited.
We're going to let him be a brand ambassador. That's fine.
Right?
That's exciting. Oh, that's amazing, Carolyn. Do you know about the Vibrant Living Facebook group?
Yes, does she have to be invited to that?
Yes,
Who invites her?
you can. Are
I
you
can.
in there?
Okay. I told her about it.
Usually
So,
usually the sponsor invites. So,
okay.
Mhm.
And then I have a quick question. I signed someone up last night who has had surgery on the palate of her mouth. And she just ordered the patches, and I'm just curious if she should just be she's had 3 teeth pulled, and she's wearing a device to cover the hole in the palate of her mouth. And I'm just curious if here and here would be the best places to put X39.
X39, Eon, glutathione probably. And yeah, probably
Ice Wave
here on
maybe too.
Ice Wave, yes, for the pain, for
And
sure.
I'm trying to figure out where the Ice Wave would go to put the white patch.
Usually it's tan on left and white on right.
Just
So that would just, cover the whole
Okay.
palette if she just did on her cheeks, maybe.
And has been gone through similar process last year now, not that long ago, but it was last year. I was absolutely pain-free going through a similar process. Ice Wave, Eon, and I use glutathione also just to prevent any infection.
Right.
And so I had big cluster of patches on both cheeks, and they can overlap, so it's,
Right, she could stack them.
yes,
Okay, thank you, everyone.
sure.
You're welcome. Thank you for the share. All right. Is it Ellie? Am I saying your name correctly? Okay.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
Ellie. Okay. Ellie, and then Linda, and then Connie.
So I started 1 month ago using X39 and Ice Wave. And so my sponsor had me put Ice Wave on the bottom of my feet to start with because I had all over body pains every time I was trying to fall asleep. My body would ache like as if I was getting, the cramping from like the fevers, but it'd been going on for a year. And then my hands were, to the point I'm only 40 and my husband was having to do all these things for me. I couldn't be on my phone. My hands were just hurting so bad. Well, the first night I slept with the Ice Wave and I woke up and I wasn't having pain and my hands were still hurting, but not my all over body pain. And so I kept doing that for a few nights and also doing X39 during the day. And within a week, I was not having any pains at all. So then I wasn't having to sleep with it on the Ice Wave every night. And so probably now it's been a month. And so I'm not having any hand pain. I'm not having any all over body pain. That's wonderful. But my favorite part is I had been in such a funk from not feeling good for so long, all over just like not a very good outlook on life anymore. And like, I'm excited about life again. I'm excited to go out and do things. And like, I'm so passionate about the products and talking to people. So I've been super excited and like everyone that's tried them is really having great results. So I just feel happy and excited again. So that's my favorite part.
That's my favorite part too, Ellie. That's the X factor.
Love it.
That sense of well-being. Yay. That is reported often. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome to the family. Welcome to the community. Where are you from again? Florida?
Yes,
Florida.
I'm
Okay.
in Florida, Southwest Florida.
All right. Wonderful. Keep it up. Keep sharing. Spreading the love. Thanks, Ellie. Okay. Linda, and then John, and then Jerry, and we're probably going to be at the bottom of the hour at that point. Go ahead, Linda.
So that was so great, Ellie. Thank you for sharing that you have a new outlook on life again. That's huge. That's just when you're not in pain, you can do a lot, right? So for me, I got a little crazy trying to shift the energy in my house before the end of the year, cleaning and dusting, scrubbing my floors, vacuuming, pulling furniture out. Anyway, that evening, my lower back was really, really sore. So I put Ice Wave on and that diminished the pain. But then the next morning I woke up and the pain was really strong again in my back. And I had just in my last shipment got the energy patches. And so I put tan on the left and the white on the right. And the next morning, all gone. No stiffness or stress or pain. But that lower back was hard getting up out of a chair. So
Linda, where exactly did you put the energy enhancers? Was it on your hips or right on your lower back muscles?
Right, kind of at the where the pain was, just right a lower back, just at kind of where your pants come.
Okay.
And I hadn't used the energy patches before, and I was like, oh, let me try those because probably just stuff needs to move in there to get the stress out. So that worked really well. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Ice Wave and energy maybe together.
X39 with it, right? That's
Yeah.
Gregory was sharing. Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for sharing. All right, John, and then Jerry.
Yes, I just wanted to share my dog story here.
Hey, dog stories.
I've got two dogs, and one is a 13-year-old golden retriever who has been, his hips are kind of funky, and he kind of walks a little slowly, and so I walk him twice a day. And lately when I've taken, what I do is I repurpose, and I don't know if I should be saying this, but I repurpose my X39 and X49. I put him on his collar. So actually I've got I take them off at night, but I put on 2 and 2 repurposed X39s and X49s. And I've been doing this for about a month now. And when I take him to the dog park at night, he's running all over the place. He never did that before. The people at the dog park are saying, "What did you do to your dog?" And I said, because I used to give him CBD and I stopped doing that a little while ago. And now I've got the X39 and X49s, a double dose of repurposed patches, and he is running all over the park. He's like a puppy.
Sharing
So-
and caring at the dog park. You're going to have a lot more customers coming. What are you doing? That's awesome. Well, as
Yeah.
far as repurposing, John, you might have heard or maybe not, but that's what a lot of us do with our pets. We put
Okay.
our used patches on our pets.
So it's
Mhm.
okay to do that.
There's usually a little more juice left in them. So yeah,
Good to know. Thank you.
totally cool. All right. Thanks, John. Jerry.
Good morning, everybody. I have a neighbor that has severe sciatic nerve pain. When I started these patches 17 months ago, that was one of the problems, and it took me 3 months to get over it. My neighbor is a non-believer, but I have been patching him and his come today. Last night, he has X39, the ice waves. And first we started, his was different than mine, and I started brown on point of pain and down further to try to get rid of that. And then last night I did K1 with ice waves and then X39 and added Eon and glutathione. Is there any other comments? He's to the point, mine, I could at least lie down. I could not sit, and walking was really bad. And like I said, it took me 3 months. Any other suggestions with him?
Dr. Barbara, I hear your name on this one. Sciatic issues. Are you here, Dr. Barbara, still?
Yes, for sciatic issues, of course, you want to get adjusted. That's going to be probably the best thing. But for patch placement, you could use X39, X49, Eon, glutathione, and ice wave, and place on the sacrum, or the sciatic nerve comes out kind of in the middle of the glute.
Mm.
And so I think it's more helpful to work, around the glutes where the sciatic branches out. But also I would definitely try ice wave, yes, ice wave and or energy patches on the bottom of the feet, on that K1 point on the bottom of the feet.
Okay, thank you. I think I have it covered. I guess it's just going to take time, and I'm hoping. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jerry. All right, we'll take one more question. Heidi, go ahead.
I'm on hold with music with my employer, but I just wanted to mention, I'm so grateful that everyone keeps talking about glutathione. I sent my last glutathione patch to a girlfriend of mine that was having some cold and flu issues over the Christmas holiday. She got it by the night before New Year's Eve, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that LifeWhite had more than just X39." She goes, "That's great that they have glutathione." She goes, "Thank you for sending me that patch." She was recovering very soon.
Yay. Thank you. It's pretty powerful, that glutathione. All right, we are done with our questions, and we're going to turn it over to Robin and Gregory to share with us what's going to be happening tonight on our community call. Oops, unmute, Robin, honey. You're muted.
Oh, okay. Thank you, everyone, for those great stories and wisdom shared. I love it. This is how we all learn so well. So tonight, you want to share about tonight?
Yeah, tonight we have 3 special guests. We have 2 new directors that we're going to be getting some secrets to success from. And also, there's a good chance that we're going to have founding field partner, senior presidential director, David Jumper, who's just about everybody in the company's upline. He was right there at day one with David Schmidt as a special guest.
The comp plan?
His hand was deeply involved in the writing of the comp plan, and he's also on the comp plan committee along with Connie, myself, and Kai. So and Jason Barreco. Anyway, so that's going to be great. And then 2 more days. I just want to point out there's 2 more days. It's the 9th, and registration for Nova closes in 2 days on the evening of the 11th. That's Wednesday, and it starts on Saturday. So I want to make sure that everybody's got their registration in. And then on tonight's call, we're going to be talking about, how to set up and do a home meeting, because we're going to have a house full here in Bozeman, Montana. We got people traveling from around the state to come hang out with us here. We'll be doing kind of a potluck luncheon and just having lots of fun together. We're telling people, hey, even if you can't be here on time, come anyway. If you have to leave early, that's okay, but just come. So we'll be talking about that tonight.
Yay. And I have a quick story. I got a text message this morning from my colon therapist, and she goes, I noticed something interesting. She's an expert in detoxification, and her system is really clean, and she's been using glutathione. Well, she noticed amazing things with glutathione with some of the other things she's doing with her clients. She goes, I'm going to recommend glutathione for everybody who wants to do a detox, because people come to her and she develops special programs for them with, she has a variety of resources she uses, but she read the research on glutathione. She said, I didn't really notice anything until now. And she goes, it's amazing. So it was really fun to hear that this morning. She had to tell me.
Awesome, Robin. Hey, can you help us out with the timing of Nova? Because there was some confusion.
Yes, we got that clarified. So it is actually at 10 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Pacific.
No,
Is what? Yes.
Yeah, 9 o'clock
yes,
Pacific.
is when it starts. So we're having people come a little early and get settled, and there will be a lunch break. And the focus of Nova is heart to heart with customers, heart to heart with brand partners, heart to heart in service to the world in humanitarian ways. And we're going to be hearing some wonderful things. David's going to be on for well over an hour. And if you're going to a home party, register anyway, so you have access to the replays.
And if you're having a home party, encourage people coming to your home party, they register also, because that's the only way they're going to get access to the replays.
Do we know what time David is going to be speaking, Robin and Gregory? No.
Nope.
No. Okay.
We're hoping there will be some semblance of an agenda coming out soon.
We asked. We asked. We're waiting.
All we know for sure, it starts at 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
And if we hear anything this week, we'll make sure everyone knows on Live Younger.
Someone asked in the chat if we know how long Nova will be.
It says till 3 o'clock. It says 10 to 3. It's going to be a longer session than Nova was last year.
Okay.
They originally thought they'd get done in 2 or 3 hours, and they said there's way too much content, and it's going to be more like 5 or 6 hours. So we'll see what comes, but it's going to be it's going to be a great time together.
Thank you. All right. I think that concludes our call. Want to unmute and everyone say goodbye. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. What a great way to start our week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Great
Super
call.
call.
Thank you
Nova
guys so much.
Saturday.
Happy New
Bye,
Year. Have a
everybody.
great
Great to
day.
hear each
Always
one.
great
Great
call.
Thanks for all the shares. Bye, everyone.
Love you.
Glutathione's the patch of the day.
Bye.
Well, X39 always, but glutathione is the great second.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, Michelle.
Have fun.